What are decimals in tenths? How are they related to fraction in tenths? When a whole is divided into 10 equal parts, and if one part is shaded, that is equivalent to 1 out of 10 equal parts, which is 1 over 10 in fraction form. This is read as 1/10. And since this is less than one whole, then the whole number is 0. And since there's only one part, then it is 0.1. This is the decimal form of 1/10. If one part is 0.1, then 2 parts is equivalent to 2 out of 10 or 2 over 10, and read as 2/10, this is equal to 0.2. 3 equal parts is equivalent to 3 out of 10 or 3 over 10, which is read as 3/10. This is equivalent to 0.3. If there are 4 equal parts, then we have 4 out of 10 or 4 over 10 or 4/10 or 0.4. If there are 5 equal parts, 5 out of 10 or 5/10, 0.5. 6 equal parts, 6/10, 0.6. 9 equal parts or 9/10, 0.9. If the whole is shaded, so we have 10 equal parts, then 10/10 or 1.0 or simply 1 whole. What if the figure shows more than a whole? As you can see, each of the two circles is divided into 10 equal parts. In the first circle, all its 10 equal parts are shaded, so we get a fraction 10/10. In the second circle, we only have 1/10. Adding the two fractions, we get 11/10, which is equal to 1.1. There is another way of getting 1.1 by changing 10/10 to 1 whole and adding it to 1/10. So 1 whole plus 1/10 is equivalent to 1 and 1/10. This is also the same as 1.1. Another example. For the first circle, the shaded part is 10 out of 10 or equal to 1 whole. Second circle is 10 out of 10 or another 1 whole, plus 3/10 for the third circle. Adding the fractions, we get 23/10, which is equivalent to 2.3. Adding 1 plus 1 plus 3/10, we get 2 wholes and 3/10, which is also equal to 2.3. Let's have exercises. 19 out of 10 is the same as 19/10, which is 1.9 in decimal. How about 65 out of 10? We have 65/10 or 6.5. 93 out of 10, we have 93/10 or 9.3. What about 109 out of 10? We have 109/10 or 10.9. As you can see, all decimals in tenths have only one decimal place. Decimals and fraction in tenths can be illustrated using number line. As shown, from 0 to 1, it's divided into 10 equal parts. That is why 1 whole here is equivalent to 10 out of 10. Now, what is the decimal in the portion with an X? Let's count from 0. 1, 2, 3, 4. This point is 4 out of 10. As we all know, 4 tenths is 0.4 in decimal. 0.4 is greater than 0 but less than 1 whole. How about this one? Okay, starting from 4 tenths, we have 5 tenths, 6 tenths, 7 tenths, which is also equal to 0.7. Again, 0.7 is less than 1 whole but greater than 0. That is why its whole number is 0. Another example, from 7 to 8, it's divided into 10 equal parts. So what is the decimal in this point? Since this is second from 7, so this is 7 and 2 tenths, which is equivalent to 7.2. How about this one? This is the 9th part. So this is 7 and 9 over 10, which is 7.9. We can also make use of equivalent fractions. Since the whole is divided into 10 equal parts, then 7 wholes is equivalent to 70 tenths and 8 wholes is equivalent to 80 tenths. Since 7.2 is second from 7, then it's equivalent to 72 tenths. 72 tenths is also equivalent to 7 and 2 tenths. 10 times 7 is 70 plus 2, 72 tenths. That is why it's also the same as 7.2. 7.9 is also equivalent to 79 tenths. Let's have more exercises in changing fractions in tenths as a decimal. 8 tenths, 0.8. 16 tenths, 1.6. 75 tenths, 7.5. 37 tenths, 3.7. 107 tenths, 10.7. 723 tenths, 72.3. Again, all fractions in tenths have equivalent decimals with 1 decimal place. How about these? 52 tenths, 5.2. 48 tenths, 4.8. 75 tenths, 7.5. 94 tenths, 9.4. 189 tenths, 18.9. 7,435 tenths, 743.5. You already know how to convert fractions in tenths to decimals. What if the fraction is not in tenths, like 1/2, 1/5? How will you change it to decimal? So let's review changing fraction in tenths to a decimal. 1/10, 0.1. So what if it's 1/2? So simply change 1/2 to a fraction with a denominator of 10. What will you multiply to 2 to make it 10? Yes, you multiply it by 5. Multiply also the numerator by 5, so we get 5 tenths. And then change it to decimal, 0.5. How about 7 and 1/5? Multiply the denominator 5 by 2 to make it 10. Do the same in 1. So we have 7 and 2 tenths, which is equivalent to 7.2. How about 4 tenths? The denominator is already 10. So directly change it to a decimal, 0.4. But since our denominator here is 5, change it to 10 by multiplying it by 2 and do the same with 4. So we get 8 tenths, which is equal to 0.8. How about 4 halves? Okay, change 2 to 10 by multiplying it by 5 and do the same with 4. So we get 20 tenths, which is equivalent to 2.0 or simply 2. See, if you divide 20 by 10, we get 2. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you like it. Kindly subscribe to my channel and share this with your friends. Again, whatever problems we have, whether in math or in life, there is always one or more solutions that the Lord will provide. In math, decimals or fractions in tenths are obtained when a whole is divided into 10 equal parts. Each part is 1/10. In life, whatever income we earn, God commands us to bring our whole tithe or tenth part of it into His storehouse or church, so there may be food in it. Test me in this, says the Lord Almighty, and see if I will not throw open the floodgates of heaven and pour out so much blessing that there will not be room enough to store it. This is Teacher Zilla reaching out to you from Cagayan de Oro, your Pinay math teacher.